Hello, everybody. It's I don't know, 25 after 10, and I just retweeted, followed up, got caught up on all my things, notifications, and downloaded a few more videos. But this person who offered me this easy piece of cake, push submit, and you get a commission off the money, is still trying to get me to thing, and you can tell it's bullshit because she talks in sales. You can make so much money. You can make so much money. It just dawned on me. I'm like, what the fuck do you think I'm doing online? I mean, I haven't gotten a paycheck yet, and I'm griping about that, but I know it's coming. If they're legitimate, why would you have to pay money to get money? It makes no sense. Just like these loans I got approved for all these loans. No one will put it into a Visa debit card or a PayPal account. No, they want your actual bank and it has to be established for 6 months. Maybe it's just me being naive because I haven't had to borrow money in like a long time or even apply for credit cards. I had perfect credit, when I was younger, but it got destroyed during my divorce, and I never really built it back up. But it's almost again to my benefit to be poor because I would charge as much as I could. When I want something, I get it. And stupidly, you have to pay that all back, but you have to pay interest on top of it, and that's what kills you. And people get in the cycle of making their minimum payment every month, and then it takes like super long, and they make more money because they're playing on your, I don't know, and the fact that it's so convenient once you get a card, anything you want, until you hit the limit. And then you get that limit, and you're still paying the minimum payment every month. It's going to keep rolling over with interest. That's what they hope. And there's more people in credit card debt right now than there ever has been. They said that the inflation of the Biden era, who legitimately stole the election from President Trump, we all know it. It's not a joke. I mean, 2,000 mules. They seem to take advantage of every situation. Like you've heard the Clintons, I think, say, or maybe it's Pelosi. One of them said, "You never take advantage of a good crisis." Everything they think of as making dollars, and so and they disguise it with wanting to help people, and that's what makes them so hated because they're not right. They're not sincere. None of them are. But it's prevalent with the Democrats way more than it is with the Republicans. I mean, there's people on both sides that do that, and it's a game. But that's the whole mindset. Whoever's leading the Democrats, well, there's nobody leading now, but and then to hire second in charge of the DNC, that little twerp who rode up on a bike after a school shooting and claimed he was in there and how much it affected him. I mean, school shootings are terrible and people do get hurt and it's awful. And God, I hope it would never happen again. But that little fucker's lying just like Harry Sisson, guys. His dad's an FBI agent. So fucking what? That's why he's gotten respect. It's not because he's earned it. Little fucker, no guns, no guns. You know what? Fuck you, little kid. Go live in a fucking shack on the beach somewhere. Wear your fucking socks and flip flops all around and eat fucking cheese with the rats or something. I don't know what the fuck you fuckers do, but you're not my type. And you're so disingenuous. And then he played it off like he didn't ride up on the bike after it happened. You specifically went there to get your ass on camera, not because you had any sympathy for the people, for what happened or what they did. Ah, God, I can see it a mile away with these people. Sometimes I feel like that. I have talked about him. I can't remember his name. He has a channel where he outs stolen valor people. He's got a big name, and everybody knows when they hear his name. Don Shipley. Don Shipley. Class act, that guy. I love his personality. I love his sense of humor. And I love how he doesn't take bullshit. You've got to respect somebody who doesn't take bullshit, doesn't entertain it, doesn't listen to it, calls him out and says, fuck you. That's kind of like more direct and to the point than I like to be. But, I'm not calling anybody out for stolen valor. I'm just calling people out for trying to rip people off and that they're not real. I don't understand how that is. And I left a message. This is another huge thing for me. Lou Valentino, LV Nation. He had two channels, but the Lou Valentino, I think, got demonetized. I mean, it was LV Nation got demonetized. And then he switched it back. Well, anyway, he's on LV Nation now. And I watched him for years. And he's someone who's really sincere and good-hearted. I left a comment. He's a good orator. I mistaken that from talking about me because it showed that my notifications, it wasn't me, it was him. Anyway, long story short, what an ass I felt about that. But anyway, long story short, um, he's a really good guy, and he's put in the time and work, and he's come from somewhere where I don't think he had much. And those are the best kind of people because they don't forget their roots. And he brings in information about his family and his mom, and he's close with his mom, kind of like I talk about my mom, and I'm close with her. And I told you guys earlier, my mom asked me to stop talking about her because she actually wants to do this job cleaning houses, despite of what I think. I think she doesn't want to do it. Obviously, she doesn't want to do it. She's just trying to make me feel better because I was griping about how bad it feels not to be in a position to do something, to step in and help her. And that's really what I was trying to do too. I still am. God, I don't know when this cycle works. I don't know when I'm going to get paid. I don't know how that works. And I'm only complaining of it because it's zero. I can flash my stats and be cool as shit as much as I think I want. But the problem is when it says zero, you get nothing. You go to jail, you get nothing. Give me back that gobstopper, you get nothing. Anyway, it's kind of like what it feels like in a way until I start getting some money and so I can feel more comfortable, I'll be much more relaxed and more concentrated and more my normal self. So I'm just stuck in that little cycle of circumstance. And God knows, my mom's only lying to me to make her feel better, or to make me feel better. That's the kind of person she is. She's been that way all my life. She doesn't tell me about problems that are happening medically with her because she doesn't want me to worry. And I don't tell her things that I do because I don't want her to worry. I mean, even at 56, I was like hiding the fact that I was smoking again. I have to change my clothes whenever she'd drive me somewhere, pick me up or come over. I still couldn't smoke inside. I had to go outside in the deck because I didn't want to ruin that smell if you quit smoking, and everything seeps into the furniture when you smoke in the house. But if you're a smoker all the time, you don't care. It's fine. You're used to it. But when you don't smoke, well, you would smoke. I smoked for 30 years, and then like I said, I quit. It would slowly slipping back into it, but I still know that my mom doesn't want me to do it because, she knows it's gonna, you can get cancer and everything else. But I still have enough respect for my mom that I don't tell her and I hide it. And then finally I just said, I do. So what? You know what I mean? You're gonna die of something someday. Might as well be happy, but that's not the right attitude either. I don't know. And the thing about cigarettes is, I hated them. I didn't like them. I just started smoking to be cool. And I got a buzz from smoking them. And I thought, you know, I had to force myself to buy packs of cigarettes at first. And then before you knew it, I was addicted to them. And then it was just easy. But the way the cigarette prices are now, and as bad as it is for you, it's probably a really bad idea for me to do that. I'd like to, just maybe vape on occasion. I think that's going to be what I do. But I don't need it. I can go without it. So why do I start that? I don't know. Kind of strange. What can you do? So anyway, Lou left me a comment and said I left him a comment saying how much I appreciate him. And there was one incident that I forgot to tell you guys. Okay, the thing that frustrated me about Lou is that he's good. He's really good, but he can be so much better if he doesn't take the bait on some comments that anybody. And Lou admits he was a leftist before. He hated Trump. He listened to the media. Didn't know the Trump situation or anything about it. And something happened in his life where he began, I guess, getting involved or listening to Trump and realized that what a mistake it is. And now he's right on board with everybody else. But then he still gets baited by comments like, somebody say, "Ooh, nice haircut," or something like that. And he'll get offended. And dude, I do it too because I'm stupid and arrogant sometimes, but I don't want to see you do it, because you're better than that. You don't have to react to those people. So anyway, Lou told me to fuck off and go somewhere else and watch another channel because I pissed him off so bad in the comments. And I meant it as constructive criticism. He's like, brother, that's too short. Go be happy somewhere else. Don't watch me if you don't want to. And I thought, you know what, he's right. So then I didn't watch him for a while, but then I missed him because I missed his charisma and his charm, and he's got something going. This is like a bromance. I'm not gay or anything like that. I don't know if Lou is or not. It doesn't really matter, I guess, but I don't want to get that misconception because I like women. And I told you guys I put a typo in my first setup, the TikTok account. I love women, beautiful women, and somehow men popped up, and I didn't realize it until I saw these guys following me. And I thought, what am I doing? There's a lot of beautiful women too, but I thought there's too many guys leaving messages. And I looked at the profile and saw it. Should I remove it? Should I tell them? Should I let it go for a while? Area of mystique, Somebody asked me about my sexual life. I don't discuss my private life, okay? Don't ask me. What difference does it make to you? You know how people always do that. You can tell it offends them deeply because you asked. Maybe we shouldn't ask people. Why does it matter who they sleep with anyway? It doesn't. I just put myself in people's situations. I grieve with them. I feel their heartache. I feel their struggles. I feel their pain. But that's one thing I just can't relate to. I don't know. I never will be able to understand. But to each his own. There's nothing wrong with it if that's what you feel. But what I really have a problem with is the indoctrination of kids not to know that they can just fluently change genders, and there's so many different sexes, and there's not, and all that is funding from outside influences to destroy America. They want to break up the American family, and that's where it comes from. That's why Trump got rid of it. He had a reason. It wasn't just common sense. Well, it is common sense, but I think he did it because he knew it's going to destroy the American family, and it was all from foreign influences. That's why we're paying for DI and all these other places. Like, who gives a fuck? Story time? I mean, Jesus, who came up with this fucking idea? Maybe it's just to make money. It was a big media stint or something, but I don't think so because it went deeper than that. But, all the Antifa would show up in front, and Alex Stein, Primetime 99 would go in and annoy the fuck out of me. I'd like to do stuff like that and pranks. And then even Mark Dice picked it up, going to school board meetings and asking ridiculous questions, despising. But Mark Dice gave him credit. He's been doing it longer than anybody. And he did the man on the thing. And then somebody on the Fox News, Jesse Waters, thought that he was the first to do the guy, the man on the block, and he wasn't. But good for him because he admitted it. Mark Dice had done it before. And the voiceovers Mark does on Brian Stelter, and he's quite a character. I really like Mark Dice as well. And I love how he says, "I'm just a guy on a laptop in the kitchen. What do I know?" And all his shirts he advertises, he's got some cool shirts. Dude, I'm going to buy some from you, Mark. But you know what I'd like to do? Anybody out there who wants to like meet me or talk to me or whatever, reach out to me because I'm really interested in you. Oh, especially my heroes. I mean, I'd like to come on one of your shows. I don't care, any one of them, and just get an opportunity. Like, Benny already reached out to me, and so I feel committed to him. And I really do. Even if he accepts, me and hires me, even if I work for free, it doesn't matter. I'll do it for him. But, I don't have to maybe limit my talents to just him. I could do it for anybody else too that I worship because it's just my passion. So if anyone wants to bring me on a show or something like that, I would appreciate it. If not, it's fine. I don't need it. Just thought it'd be nice to a wider audience express my opinion. I mean, I'm doing pretty good right now. But what's pretty good? If you don't set your goals high, you'll always be disappointed. You won't reach your full potential if you do that. And that's why Trump always says dream big, because if you don't, how do you know you're not selling yourself short? And how do you know? You don't. You never really achieve your goals. If you're doing it right, you set them so high that you never reach them, but you don't give up trying to get them. And that's the difference between people who are successful and who aren't. And people who are successful make the right decisions in the right moments. If you should just say, fuck it, I don't want to do that. And you slowly slip into, I'll do it for you. And then it gets carried away. And then before you know it, you're not yourself anymore. So maybe sometimes, like I said, being able to sort through people that are you're interested in not, and then dump all your time on the people you believe in. That's why I keep mentioning Benny. It's not that I'm pushing so hard or I'm desperate or anything. It's just that I really like him. And he was the first person to reach out. Of all people, Benny was the first person to actually talk to me and give me some coaching and actually expressed, gratitude and thought that, I was doing pretty well. And that still means the world to me. So, Benny, why don't you bring up me on your show, or at least mention me? I know you're thinking about it, no pressure, but anybody else too. I mean, I don't have to limit it, but I kind of feel dedicated to him. Oh, you know who someone else is really good? I don't know. He's Mr. Reagan. Mr. Reagan, I haven't mentioned him yet. He's classic. I used to watch him every time he put something out, and then I just got distracted with other people. But he is a super cool dude, and he's a class act too, and he's so entertaining. He laughs at and reads Elon's comments and stuff and jokes around. He's a pretty solid guy too. So I recommend him to watch. I recommend Lou LV Nation. I recommend Barry Cunningham. He's really a good dude too. You can tell he's been in media and he knows what he's doing and he knows what he's talking about. He seems like a very genuine person. Everybody I know that I really like are all sincere, genuine person. You know how you know? Because you can meet them on the street and they'd act the same way they do on camera. And it's the same thing for me. I wouldn't change. Why would you change? Unless, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. That's the only thing I can think of. That split personality that Clinton had, Hillary, and it's just too good for everybody else. And I don't go for that shit. It pisses me off. But anyway, guys, I could just keep going, but I do want to probably get something to eat, maybe, and go to bed soon. So I'm going to do the 4-hour live stream tomorrow morning on X. So we got that to look forward to. What was I did the live stream? I guess it was on Facebook. I talked for like 45 minutes, and it was muted. There were 2 people on there. Anyway, I found that out after. But I'm new to all this, guys. I've only been doing this since March 14th. March 14th. I mean, it's not even been a month yet. And I've got like over 100 and I don't even know anymore, 120 maybe videos, maybe 130, maybe 116. I don't know exactly, but it's quite a bit. I put it really out there. And I'll continue to do so, I think. And anyway, it's like a really growing time. And I'm getting all this attention and people coming at me fast. And it's hard to separate them. So I'm a little skeptical at first. And I don't have the patience at first because I have so many options now. Maybe that's the difference I don't know. I always wondered why people, when I'd leave them a comment and I'd say something really nice, they wouldn't respond. And I always thought, did I say something offensive or whatever? But no, it's just that people are busy because they're getting other comments. You're not the only one who thinks they're great. They have to get to know you. And being a video content creator, which I never thought I would say, because I heard it all the time from other people and it annoyed me. But actually, as a content creator, you get to look at yourself under a mirror because you can judge by the way people respond to your videos. And so you can kind of shape your personality a little bit or maybe change your personality a little bit based on that. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But again, I live alone, and I'm going to be in a relationship, I'm sure. And so when that happens, maybe I won't make as many videos. I don't know. Maybe I'll make more. It's hard to tell. But I'll have a filter, and I don't have a filter now. I just say whatever the fuck I want. Maybe it's better that way. I don't know. How can I tell? You guys, what do you guys think? Is it better? Is it better to be like just up front and it's, to say whatever you want? Because, I spent so long holding it in and being polite and things. But where did that get me? Where does it get anybody? I don't know. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'll see you in the morning and hope you all get a good night's sleep. Sweet dreams.